All right?
I understand
I'm saying that that's the problem. Let me finish. That's the problem.
We have to do it at a different time.
You're saying that it's right. Okay, I don't argue with you. That's your own opinion. Okay, the problem is that some Palestinians, not all of them, some Palestinians say that Prophet Muhammad was right too. What he did to Jews was right, and we should continue doing this. Israelis are taking our lands, they are breaking the treaty, or this kind of stuff. So why shouldn't we go and do what our beloved Prophet did to the Jews? Why shouldn't we do all of
Let me just one rebuttal, and then we're going to move on to the topic of
Is everybody having
discussion.
fun? Is there anybody here who's bored?
Let me just.
Can we please give the rabbis
I'm loving it, and with if any way I could host some sort of conversation like this, I think this is brilliant.
Yeah, this
but
is
I think right now people came to hear Yehuda, and he's leaving very soon.
Yeah.
So let's keep it to this, and I'm willing to host both of you and have this conversation. I'm enjoying it immensely, but
you had a concluding statement to make.
Concluding statement was that you're saying that the Prophet Muhammad killed Jews, and it was not because of their race. They could have been yellow. They could have been brown.
We are actually
whatever. It doesn't matter. What they did was not because of what he did to them was not because of their ethnicity. It was because of their actions, and we believe that it was treason that they committed. You believe that it wasn't, and that's where we differ.
Well, in the Quran, it was said that Jews are descendants of monkeys and pigs. And
Show me it. Show it to me.
Don't tell me.
I'm gonna be, again, I don't claim to be a scholar of the Quran. I just know what my Muslim friends tell me, and what they tell me is that you have anti-Zionist verses in the Quran, and you have pro-Zionist verses in the Quran, and it's really up to the imam to decide what he's going to talk about on Friday. That's the way I understand it. That could be wrong, but that leaves me with the hope that we can actually reconcile, even with Hamas, even with the Muslim Brotherhood, and we can get to the point where the Muslim world, even the Muslim world who believes like non-Muslim rule in the Middle East or wherever is completely illegitimate, can one day look at the Jewish people in Palestine and say, you know what, they're Muslims too. You know, you have Sunnis, you have Shiites, you have Jews. Right? Can we do that?
I'm just telling you it wouldn't work because the Palestinians would outnumber the Jewish people.
I'm asking a theological question about Islam. I'm not asking about Palestinians outnumbering us. I'm asking if it could be accepted, if the Jewish people can be accepted, the people of the book, as Muslims. Can we be in the category of Muslims?
It says Ahl al-Kitab.
What does that mean? I don't know.
Ahl al-Kitab, the people of the book. The Christians, the Jews, and the Muslims you're supposed to regard them highly because you know that there is truth in the religion.
But can our sovereignty in part of the Middle East, our sovereignty in Jerusalem, be considered kosher by the Muslim world? Well, could we fit into the category of Muslims?
We would love to be at one state. We would love to be at one state. Just give us citizenship, just the right to vote, just follow it.
That's what's being
I said okay to that half hour ago. I'm asking a theological question now.
Exactly.
I'm asking
very possible.
if from a Muslim perspective, can the Jewish people like me, I have kippah on my head, I have a beard. People like me, can I be regarded as a Muslim?
Regarded as a
Muslim? Yeah.
I mean, to be regarded as a Muslim, you have to be Muslim. You have to say the Shahada. But I'm saying you could be regarded as equal to a Muslim.
Equal in what way? In that we're indigenous to the Middle East?
Equal in the way where if I wrong you, it does not matter if you're Jewish, doesn't matter if you're Chinese, doesn't matter if you're black. If I wrong you, and I should be punished for that.
Alright.
Either punished or make it up.
Exactly, or make it up. If I wrong you, if I steal from you, that doesn't make it okay for me to steal from you.
When is stealing ever okay?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I think Yoni Weinberg has a question.
I'm wondering though, it's fresh in our memory that 850,000 Jews were expelled or violently kicked out of their homes in the Middle East under the rule of Muslims. And our fear is that it won't be us, Israel, giving Palestinians a vote, but we're going to be at the mercy of another Arab state, having to give us the vote and giving us rights. And what if, like what happened in the past, they choose not to? And then we're back where we started, and we're homeless. I'm asking anyone.
Well, okay, so I want to. This is a demographic threat that I think Nirit was talking about. I'm not what we call in Israel a bitchonist. Like, I'm not somebody who's so super security-minded. I think that, if somebody threatens me, you just take them out, and you don't set up all these walls and checkpoints to make people feel inhuman. But if you're coming from a security perspective on the dangers, the demographic dangers of giving everybody the right to vote, and are they going to outbreed us? as racist as that sounds. I think the bigger danger is really, you know, giving away the mountains overlooking our densest population center, and assuming that that could potentially end up in a similar situation to what's happening now around Gaza.
Right.
Now,
walls can be broken down.
now I'll be honest. Like, we don't have a solution for what's happening in Gaza today. Like, there is no solution, and I don't like the way the Palestinians are living in Gaza today. I don't like the way the Jews around Gaza are living today. It really broke my heart, not only that, to be honest with you, like for me, I was one of the people fighting against disengagement in 2005. And for me, the biggest tragedy was not even the nearly 10,000 ethnic Jews being forcibly expelled from their homes. For me, the big tragedy was that the Jewish people lost Gaza. And I don't know how many people in this room have ever been to Gaza, but, well, I used to go a lot. But, I mean, look, it's hard to come to America and explain these things. I think most people who are raised in the West have trouble understanding, you know, real love for a woman, never mind the homeland. Yeah. Like what it is to love a country is I think beyond the level of emotional maturity most Americans have. And I have, you know, I know people who are, and everybody ignores the fact that that Jews from Gaza have been living in refugee camps for the last 6-7 years, and I know at least one woman who, Anita Tucker is her name, yeah. She still talks to her Palestinian friends in Gaza on the phone once a week, yeah. Like, and they say, when are you coming home? Like, this is hell. Like, for them it's hell, for her it's hell, for them it's hell. For people in Sderot it's hell, when are you coming home? And she says, why are you asking me? Ask Hillary Clinton. Meaning George W. Bush forces Israel to expel 10,000 people from their home.
The question is not whether or not we can be friends. I mean, that's...
No, you have to live together to be friends.
Right.
You can't forcibly segregate populations and expect people to be friends. Because then what happens is the only Israel they know are checkpoints.
Right.
Okay.
Meaning before Oslo, we were interacting. Right. I know of Jewish women from Alon Moreh who gave birth in hospitals in Nablus. Yeah. Could you imagine yourself giving birth in a hospital in Nablus today? I live in Beit El. I live in Beit El right next to Ramallah. It used to be normal to go shopping in Ramallah. Right. People living in Bethlehem used to go to work in Tel Aviv. That was normal. Right. That was considered normal in our country. There were no checkpoints, no walls. Everybody was working. Everybody, I mean, not, you know, you had poverty on both sides, but people were living together.
I think everyone needs to understand that the fact that a two-state solution will not work.
It's dead. Two-state solution is dead. That's dead.
What we needed was just time. I'll be brief with this, some other folks can talk. What we needed was time for the population to come to that realization. Okay?
Yeah, but you have a whole generation on both sides who've been educated to hate each other.
I'm trying to
I have 4 kids. You know how hard it is for me to educate my kids that Arabs are not the enemy?
I don't hate Arabs. I just don't want. I want a Jewish
You're not
state.
living in the heart of a conflict. You're living in California.
It's a social
I've lived
conditioning.
in Israel. I mean,
It's a
it's
social
not,
conditioning issue that you have to deal with over generations of time. The security issues, a lot of those things will be removed as the other things solidify. The population issues, what's being discussed under the table, is a reduction of population in Gaza to where it's more manageable population. From
what do you mean population?
1.5 million down to about 450,000 to 500,000 in that region. Others would
I'm
have
not understanding what you mean about
reducing the amount of people.
How do you do that?
Putting them
You
where?
give them incentives to move to other areas, as in Area C that you were just talking about. That's one example. The other is that they're getting settlement claims and they can go any place within MENA. That will be the Middle East and Africa, and the Arab League is participating in that. That's a part of their final settlements for property.
Look, if individuals want to do that, that's cool, but I'm honestly not comfortable about talking about giving people incentives to leave because you have a demographic.
I'm trying to run through very quickly to address some of the points